I've always had a fascination with pirates. I'm actually descended from a relatively famous pirate by the name of Christophe Dubignon. He was a French pirate. Well, the English would have called him a pirate. The French called him a privateer. And his ship was Le Solomon. And he captured, in the Indian Ocean, he captured like a dozen British ships around the time of like the American Revolution. So he was capturing the ships of the British and the British East India Company around India. And he's famous because he was the one who went on to found Jekyll Island, which stayed in the Dubignon family for generations and then was eventually sold by them to the Rockefellers and all of them to have the Jekyll Island Hunting Club, where, of course, the creature from Jekyll Island, the Federal Reserve, was eventually conceived. So I've always loved pirates. But again, this distinction of pirates and privateers is actually very, very interesting. So what this is when you have two countries that are at war and private individuals are given what's called a letter of marque, which is a license to go ahead and conduct warfare and take prizes, to basically license piracy is what it is, to take prizes from those who they're at war with. Why this is interesting and why I wanted to talk about it today in this video is because Circle, which is Coinbase, which is USDC, and also they have a Euro token that they do as well, has gotten the first license to the first letter of marque to finally be legal pirates in the stablecoin business. June 30th, so just a couple of days ago, a law called MiCA, or MiCA, which is markets in cryptocurrency, went into effect in the EU, basically making Tether illegal. It set some limits on how big of a cryptocurrency you can have, like how many transactions and what's the monetary value of those transactions, before it would be illegal for EU businesses, particularly brokerages, trading houses, exchanges, to be able to utilize your currency. So a whole bunch of European exchanges have now stopped using Tether, but USDC the very next day got a license. So obviously it was in the pipeline. And so now they're able to be the only stablecoin that is legal right now in Europe. And of course they got this from France. That's why it's appropriate here. The French gave them a letter of marque to basically go out and be the exact same thing that they've been doing, but now it's legal. And I wanted to talk about this because I actually find it super interesting that this model is happening, because I think that it's an interesting model that the West has chosen. We're seeing also Bank of International Settlements has this mBridge product, and China, and now Saudi Arabia, I think Turkey, some other countries are involved in this, and this is a kind of a multi-country CBDC that's actually, it uses the Ethereum virtual machine. It's EVM compatible, so it's basically like a fork of Ethereum fundamentally, for all intents and purposes. They're experimenting to see if it can run cross-border transactions and to also run international settlement for the Bank of International Settlements. But it looks like the West is taking a little bit of a different approach. It looks like the West is going to do some privateering, and they might actually let stablecoins, as opposed to fully dropping their CBDC, like with Project Hamilton. You can go and look at Project Hamilton. I've got a video here. I believe it's called Project Hamilton, Bitcoin's Evil Brother. And you can see that the US CBDC that they designed is based on Bitcoin. The Bank of International Settlements one is based on Ethereum. They're taking these technologies, and these are going to be the futures, but they're going to, the future networks, but they're actually going to let this play out, it looks like, in the West with some privateers. So Coinbase and Circle, will Tether be able to come around and get legalized? Is this a play to push them out? There's other players as well. I think this is a super interesting way to go for them. And then what do? Do they absorb Circle later? Or does Circle absorb them? Because really, if you're the one in control of the currency, you're really in control of the empire, aren't you? So are they playing a dangerous game here? Machiavelli, in his book The Prince, and also in another book called The Art of War, said you should never hire mercenaries. He was telling Italian princes, don't hire mercenaries because they'll end up taking over your country. And sure enough, the Sforzas and the Borgias, they initially were mercenaries. And they ended up taking over Italian city-states. So you don't pay the mercenary and he takes it over. So is that what Circle's going to be? We're in such an interesting time. This is World War III for sure, but World War III is a currency war. And there are such interesting things being discussed on this particular topic in our private group, Bitcoin Mystery School private group. I would love for you to be able to be a part of it. Now is the time. If you want to be part of the group, though, you have to take a class. And we only have like 2 slots left in the July 19th class. Will there be an August class? I don't know. But July 19th, you can definitely join. Go to Bitcoin. Woo, helicopter, getting ready for July 4th. BitcoinMysterySchool.com. Sign up for the July 19th class. That's going to get you immediate access into the Telegram group, and you can see even what we've been talking about today. And it's super interesting on these exact points about how financial networks are trade routes. We'll talk about the piracy angle. We bring it back into history. We're talking about currency. This is the currency curriculum that's coming up in July. I can't wait to see you there. BitcoinMysterySchool.com. Join us for the class. Join us for our private Telegram group.